Hello, my friends. Welcome to Luna English Podcast. This is Luna. Today, I've been thinking about rest and why something so natural can feel so difficult to allow. Many of us live in a world that moves fast and asks for more every day. We hear messages about working harder, staying busy, and always improving. Slowly, without noticing, we start to believe that stopping means failing. This topic matters because tiredness is not just in the body, it's also in the mind. When you don't give yourself permission to pause, you may feel heavy, confused, or disconnected from yourself. Rest is not only sleep or vacation, it's also quiet moments, slow breathing, and time without goals. In this episode, I want to explore why rest feels uncomfortable, where that discomfort comes from, and why stillness can be the beginning of real growth. We'll look at rest not as weakness, but as something deeply human. I invite you to listen slowly, breathe gently, and stay open to a different way of thinking about your worth and your energy. And if this little moment of learning feels helpful to you, I'd be glad if you pressed like and subscribe to the channel. It keeps us connected, and it supports this quiet space where we learn and grow together. Your small action truly helps more listeners find their way here. Now let's begin. Why does doing nothing feel wrong? It feels wrong because many of us were taught that value comes from action. From a young age, we learn to connect praise with effort and results. When we stop moving, a quiet voice may say, "We are lazy or wasting time." This feeling does not come from nature. It comes from habits and messages repeated over many years. Your body knows how to rest, but your mind has learned to resist it. When you sit quietly, thoughts appear, and some of them carry pressure. You may feel uneasy, even guilty, without a clear reason. This reaction is not a personal failure. It's a learned response. Society often celebrates people who are always busy and ignores those who move slowly. Over time, this shapes how you see yourself. Understanding this can be gentle and freeing. If the feeling is learned, it can also be unlearned. You can slowly teach your mind that stillness is safe. Nothing bad happens when you pause. In fact, something important begins to return to you. Where do guilt and shame around rest come from? They come from rules that were never clearly spoken, but deeply felt. These rules say you must earn your rest, prove your tiredness, and justify your pause. When you don't meet these rules, guilt appears. Shame follows when you believe something is wrong with you. These emotions are powerful, but they are not truths. They are signals of pressure. Many cultures reward constant effort and measure people by output. Over time, you may start measuring yourself the same way. When you rest, your mind compares you to others and whispers that you should be doing more. This comparison creates tension and self-judgment. But guilt is not a guide. It does not show what you need. It only shows what you were taught to believe. When you notice guilt during rest, you can pause and name it softly. You can remind yourself that rest is not stealing time from your life. It is returning time to your body and your clarity. Is rest a reward or a need? It is a need, just like breathing and eating. Your body works in rhythms. It moves, then it recovers. It focuses, then it releases. When you ignore this rhythm, you don't become stronger. You become tired in a deep way. Many people treat rest as a prize at the end of hard work. This idea sounds fair, but it causes harm. It tells you that rest must be deserved. But your heart and nervous system don't work that way. They need regular pauses to stay balanced. When you rest only after exhaustion, recovery takes longer and feels harder. Rest as a need means you allow it before you break. It means you listen early. This kind of rest supports clear thinking, stable emotions, and steady energy. It also builds respect for your limits. You don't have to prove your worth through pain. You are allowed to care for yourself simply because you are alive. This shift in thinking can change how you move through your days. What really happens when you slow down? At first, things feel louder inside. Thoughts you avoided may appear. Feelings may rise. This can be uncomfortable, and that's why many people stay busy. But if you stay with the slowness, something changes. Your breath deepens, your muscles soften, your attention becomes clearer. Slowing down gives your mind space to organize itself. It allows your body to repair small stresses before they grow. In stillness, you begin to notice what you actually need, not what you think you should want. This is where self-understanding begins. Growth does not always look like movement. Sometimes it looks like listening. When you slow down regularly, your reactions become calmer. Your choices feel more honest. You stop running from yourself. Stillness is not empty. It is full of information and quiet strength. By allowing it, you create a safe place inside where clarity can return without force. Why can rest feel scary at first? It can feel scary because rest removes distraction. When there is no task, no goal, no noise, you meet yourself more directly. This meeting can feel unfamiliar. You may worry that without constant effort, you will fall behind or lose control. These fears are common and understandable. They are part of a system that values speed over awareness. Rest also asks you to trust your body. It asks you to believe that stopping will not destroy your progress. This trust takes time to build. Fear during rest does not mean rest is wrong. It means your nervous system is learning something new. With gentle practice, fear softens. You learn that you can pause and still be safe. Nothing collapses when you take a break. In fact, many things become steadier. Courage here is quiet. It's the courage to stay present without proving anything. This kind of bravery changes how you relate to yourself. How does rest support real growth? It supports growth by creating space for integration. When you are always active, experiences stay on the surface. When you rest, your mind connects ideas and lessons naturally. This is how understanding deepens. Rest also improves memory and focus. Your brain needs pauses to process what you've learned. Emotionally, rest allows feelings to settle instead of piling up. This leads to better self-control and patience. Growth is not only about adding more skills, it's also about becoming more aware. Rest supports this awareness. In quiet moments, you may notice patterns in your thoughts and reactions. You may realize what no longer fits your values. These insights don't come from pushing harder, they come from allowing space. When you rest with intention, you give your inner world time to breathe. This breathing supports steady change that lasts, not fast change that burns out. What does self-compassion look like in rest? It looks like speaking kindly to yourself when you pause. It means noticing tiredness without judgment. Instead of saying you are weak, you say you are human. Self-compassion allows rest without explanation. You don't need a reason beyond care. This attitude softens inner pressure. When you rest with compassion, your body relaxes more deeply. You stop fighting the moment. Self-compassion also means respecting your limits before they are crossed. It means choosing gentle care instead of waiting for collapse. This choice builds trust with yourself. Over time, you learn that you will listen when your body speaks. This trust creates emotional safety. In that safety, energy returns more naturally. You don't force motivation. It comes back on its own. Rest guided by compassion is not passive. It actively heals your relationship with effort and worth. How did achievement become linked to worth? This link forms slowly through praise, comparison, and expectations. When success is celebrated and rest is ignored, the message becomes clear. You matter when you produce. Over time, this message turns inward. You begin to measure yourself by what you finish, earn, or prove. This way of thinking is common, but it is fragile. When achievement slows, self-worth shakes. Rest then feels dangerous because it threatens identity. Understanding this link is important. Your worth existed before your work. It remains when you pause. Separating worth from achievement takes practice. It begins by noticing how you speak to yourself during rest. If the voice is harsh, it reflects an old rule. You can gently question that rule. You can remind yourself that being valuable is not an action. It is a state of being. This reminder supports healthier effort and deeper rest. Can doing nothing be restorative? Yes, when nothing means presence. Doing nothing does not mean emptiness or neglect. It means allowing the moment without pushing it. This kind of rest gives your nervous system a break from constant signals. Your heart rate slows. Your thoughts lose urgency. Restoration happens quietly. It's not always dramatic. Sometimes it feels simple and ordinary, but over time, these moments add up. They reduce stress and increase resilience. Doing nothing also allows creativity to return. Ideas appear when the mind is not crowded. Clarity grows when there is space. This rest supports strength that is calm, not forced. It prepares you to act with intention instead of pressure. Doing nothing in this sense is not avoiding life. It's meeting life more gently. When you allow it, your energy becomes more stable and your focus more kind. How can you notice your need for rest earlier? You notice it by paying attention to small signs. Irritation, foggy thinking, and shallow breathing often come before exhaustion. These signs are messages, not problems. When you respond early, rest feels easier. You don't have to stop everything. Even small pauses help. A slow breath, a quiet minute, or a gentle stretch can reset your system. Noticing early requires presence. It asks you to check in with yourself without judgment. You don't wait until you are overwhelmed. You listen while you are still steady. This habit builds awareness. Over time, you learn your own rhythm. You understand when to move and when to pause. This understanding protects your energy. It also reduces guilt because rest becomes part of your routine, not a reaction to failure. Why is choosing rest an act of bravery? It's brave because it goes against loud messages. It says you trust your body more than pressure. It says you value long-term health over short-term approval. Rest challenges the idea that constant effort is the only path forward. This choice can feel uncomfortable at first. You may worry about judgment or falling behind. But bravery is not the absence of fear. It's acting with care despite it. Choosing rest protects your energy and your clarity. It also sets a quiet example. It shows that strength can be gentle. Over time, this bravery builds confidence. You learn that you don't need to prove your worth every moment. You begin to move with intention instead of urgency. This shift supports a more balanced and sustainable life. How does rest reconnect you with yourself? It reconnects you by removing noise. When demands pause, your inner voice becomes clearer. You notice preferences, feelings, and values that were covered by busyness. This reconnection feels grounding. You remember what matters to you beyond tasks. Rest also helps you feel your body again. Sensations return. You become more aware of comfort and tension. This awareness supports better choices. You stop pushing against yourself. Instead, you work with your natural energy. Reconnection through rest builds trust. You feel less divided inside. This unity creates calm strength. You don't rush to fill silence. You allow it to teach you. Over time, this relationship with yourself becomes steady and supportive. It guides your actions with clarity instead of pressure. What changes when rest becomes normal? Life feels less rushed. Decisions feel clearer. You respond instead of react. When rest is regular, your nervous system stays balanced. Stress doesn't build as quickly. You recover faster from challenges. Emotionally, you feel more patient and grounded. You stop seeing rest as a problem to solve. It becomes part of your rhythm. This normalizing reduces guilt and shame. You no longer question your right to pause. Productivity also improves, but in a softer way. You focus better and make fewer mistakes. Energy flows more naturally. When rest is normal, your life feels more humane. You move with respect for yourself. This respect supports steady growth and deeper satisfaction. Why is choosing rest a form of self-respect? It's self-respect because it honors your limits and needs. It says your well-being matters beyond results. Rest as self-respect is not selfish, it's responsible. It allows you to show up with clarity and care. When you choose rest, you step out of constant performance. You return to being human. This choice strengthens your sense of worth. You no longer depend on activity to feel enough. You trust your value is already there. Rest becomes a quiet promise to yourself, a promise to listen, to pause, and to care. This promise builds inner strength that lasts. As you continue your day, remember that rest is not something you earn, it's something you allow. And in allowing it, you choose courage, balance, and deep respect for who you are. And if this episode felt helpful or comforting in any way, I'd be grateful if you liked the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps you stay close to the next lesson, and it also keeps this quiet learning space alive and growing. Thank you for being here.